Right, welcome back to the channel now, and Liverpool have just beaten Everton in the Merseyside Derby at Anfield by 2-0, and the main reason why I'm doing this video is mainly because I wanted to pose this question to you guys. Is Darwin Nunez now underrated? Because obviously he's gotten his fair share of criticism since arriving from Benfica last summer for around 75 million, and I don't think he really deserves it based on how he's been performing. I thought that once again tonight he was absolutely brilliant, and just wanted to talk about Darwin Nunez before I talk about the actual Liverpool performance. And of course I do want you to respond to that question in the comment section below, especially Liverpool fans. I will be really interested to see what your guys' take on this is, because obviously you'll know your club better than anyone else will. So yeah, is Darwin Nunez underrated? And before you actually answer that question, let me just give a few points as to why I think he might potentially be underrated at this moment in time. Now yeah, first of all, he might not be technically all of that at this moment in time. I think it's fair to say there seems to be still a few times where he stumbles over the ball and looks like, to be fair, in harsh terms, that he's never kicked a football in his life, to be fair. And he has had the odd bad game this season where he does miss a few sitters or doesn't play well or whatever, but I think for the majority of games this season for Liverpool he's been a threat. I think he's quite a scary prospect to face as a defender, and especially coming off that left hand side in his right foot. And I'll be honest, if I was a defender in modern day football, I certainly wouldn't want to be playing against that guy anytime soon, just because of his pace, his power, his directness. I think his movement is top quality. He's obviously got a massive frame and uses that frame absolutely brilliantly. And one thing I do like about Darwin Nunez is he seems to me like he's a little bit fearless in terms of the fact that he will try the impossible if the impossible is there to try, which you would normally see from footballers nowadays, let alone footballers who are facing the criticism on a weekly if not daily basis that this guy has for the last few months since he signed for Liverpool. So that's one thing I do like about Darwin Nunez, to be fair. And don't get me wrong, I don't think he's the finished article by any stretch of imagination, and I'm not just licking his arse for the sake of licking it, because one thing's for certain, I do not like Liverpool as a Chelsea fan, because pretty much most of my family supports Liverpool, so it's kind of ingrained in myself to not like them. But I do think he's getting a little bit harshly treated. I mean, this season he's had 11 starts in the Premier League, he's got 5 goals and 3 assists now, which in terms of having 8 goal contributions in 11 starts in the Premier League isn't that bad, to be fair, and in my opinion isn't enough to be called a flop. Now don't get me wrong, he's certainly not pulling any trees out of the ground with that record, but like I say, I don't think it's worthy of him being branded a flop on a weekly basis and him being memed on social media and him being essentially laughed at, to be fair. And one thing I do think with Darwin Nunez is, like I said, he's not the finished article by any stretch of imagination. You can see there's something yet to click in his game overall, but I do think he will click at some stage, especially when he forms a relationship and a partnership in that Liverpool front three with the likes of Mohamed Salah, Cody Gakpo, even Diogo Jota, Roberto Firmino, for example. So I do think there's a lot more to come from Darwin Nunez, and I do think that when he does eventually click, in my opinion, I think he could be an absolute heap ton to deal with for the Premier League defenders, and I think could really be a scary player for opposition players in the future in the Premier League. So I am intrigued to see, even rival fans as well, non-Liverpool fans, let me know in the comment section below, what is your opinion on Darwin Nunez, and do you think he's underrated, or do you think that I'm blowing him massively out of proportion? Let me know. I'm open to both sides, of course. But yeah, in terms of Liverpool's whole performance, I did think Darwin Nunez was massively influential in Liverpool's game in terms of what he offered. The first goal showed that in terms of his pace, power and directness, like I said, which are attributes that he does possess. For the counter-attacking goal, of course, after Tarkowski hit the post and then Nunez goes up the other end with that pace and puts in a really good ball in his left foot for Mohamed Salah. Jordan Pickford, very suspect. I don't know what the hell he was doing, to be fair, but yeah, once that goal went in, the mood for Everton was killed, because I actually think they were playing okay to a certain extent in terms of their structure, in terms of their style of play, and then once Everton conceded that goal, it was pretty much lost from their end and Liverpool just controlled the remainder of the game. I think Mo Salah was once again back to his best, and we need to see more of that from a neutral perspective anyway, and from a Liverpool fan's perspective, which of course I'm not, I must reiterate that, but Liverpool fans will be wanting to see more of that from Mo Salah on a consistent basis, in terms of that electricity, in terms of that cutting edge, in terms of that clinicality, which of course they haven't really seen as much in comparison to seasons gone by this season. So I think Cody Gakpo was a lot better today, and to be fair, from Liverpool fans' perspective, he'd want to be, because he was one game off the whole 007 meme on Sky Sports. Of course, there was a whole thing about that on social media with Jadon Sancho being branded as 007 after not getting any goal contributions in his first 7 United games last season, and of course this was Gakpo's 7th Liverpool game, and he did get his first goal contribution, so he'll be happy about that. And yeah, I think once he got that goal, it seemed to spark something inside of him, a little bit of confidence. He was starting to take his players on. I think he drove a little bit more at the Everton defence once he had that burst of confidence. So Liverpool fans once again will be hoping that that gives gives him confidence to now stride on and, you know, perform better and show what he's capable of in the Liverpool shirt that he showed for PSV Eindhoven and Holland at the World Cup. And yeah, in terms of Liverpool's season, of course it is their first win of the turn of the new year, their first win in 2023, and they will want to build on that now. They go into that game against Newcastle away next Saturday, which is going to be an absolutely massive game. And as Jamie Carragher said on commentary, if Liverpool can go there and somehow get 3 points at St James's Park, which of course is one of the hardest grounds to go to, especially nowadays with how well Newcastle are doing this season, I think Liverpool could be maybe back in the top 4 race. And don't get me wrong, it's going to take a gargantuan effort from Liverpool and probably a gargantuan slip from the likes of Newcastle, Spurs, but I do think it is possible for Liverpool if they do get, you know, what would be a statement win against Newcastle next weekend. And, you know, never say never, stranger things have happened. Leicester City have won the Premier League, which of course we will always allude to in terms of what might happen. But yeah, one thing for sure is it certainly, you know, relieves the stress on Jurgen Klopp and relieves the pressure on him, because there was a lot of calls for maybe him being sacked in the near future if this, you know, barred run of form for Liverpool continued. So obviously Jurgen Klopp will be, you know, feeling great after this win, especially in a Merseyside derby, in a game as well where the atmosphere was absolutely electric the whole game. But yeah, it could be the start of a run for Liverpool. You know, they've got players coming back. Obviously Diogo Jota and Roberto Firmino both returned from their injuries today. Virgil van Dijk was on the bench as well and will probably be back in the team in no time. If they can just rectify their, you know, issues in midfield in terms of the energy, in terms of, you know, getting around the pitch and winning the ball back and putting the, you know, opposition under pressure, then I think Liverpool could maybe make a late push for the top 4. In my opinion, I think it's a little bit too late for that now, but at the very least they can have a good end to the season if they can rectify those midfield issues, which I've stated in multiple videos talking about Liverpool, which I think is the main issue for Liverpool in this system, and I think affects not only the front 3 but also the back 4 massively as well. But yeah, Liverpool fans, let me know down in the comment section below, have I hit the nail on the head with my analysis of your club right now, or am I talking absolute shit? I'm open to, you know, both sides of the argument once again. And yeah, like I said, answer that question. What are your thoughts on Darwin Nunez? Is he underrated? Because in my opinion, he's becoming underrated simply because of the scrutiny he's faced since his time at Liverpool started. So yeah, I'll be interested to see your responses on that one. And yeah, leave a like on the video if you did enjoy it. It would be massively appreciated as per usual. And also if you could subscribe to the channel as well, that would also be hugely appreciated, because we are looking to hit 2,000 subscribers on this channel as soon as we possibly can. So every single one of you that hits that subscribe button, you'd be absolute legends and would be helping me get there as soon as bloody possible. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video.